Hey everybody, I'm Jake. The guy behind the camera is nobody in this. Well, we're getting our sign fixed, but this is still Fastlane Classic Cars, and you might be thinking to yourself, myself, where's Christopher? Well, he's currently being a very good salesman and going on a test drive right now with the customer. He's very busy and good at his job. But that doesn't mean that I can't bring you an awesome video on this 1932 5-window coupe. This is one of the coolest hot rods ever made, one of the most popular hot rods ever made. This one is finished in the sweet matte black paint. It looks sinister. You got the hood with the side louvers on it. That looks awesome. This car is powered by a 350 cubic inch Chevy small block with a 4L60E 4-speed automatic transmission behind it and a Ford 9-inch in the rear. That is one of the most used combinations in history, and there's a reason for that, is because it just works. And it's really easy to find parts for these things, especially with this engine and that rear end in it. It also has gray cloth interior with bucket seats. It's very comfortable. It kind of looks like tweed, so I'm going to go with tweed. Same upholstery on the door panels and on the headliner there. You got gray carpet. This one has a floor shifter. And below the floor shifter, you see 3 buttons. 2 of them are for power windows. Yes, that's right. This car has power windows. Another nice creature comfort, and a power trunk. The 3rd button there in the middle is for the trunk in the back. It's power. It goes up on its own, down on its own. It's actually pretty spacious too, so you can put stuff back there if you want to go to the grocery store, but I don't know why you do that. This is more of a car show car, at least in my opinion, but it drives and runs really well, so you could drive it just about anywhere. Let's see, what else? Power 4-wheel disc brakes as well to back up the 350 small block, so as fast as you're going to be going in this thing, you'll also have the peace of mind that you'll be able to slow down, which is awesome, especially in a car like this. This thing's really a tribute to the golden age of hot rodding, the Deuce Coupe as they used to call it. And I'm ready to hear it and take it for a little spin around the block. I'm gonna take you guys with me. All right, we're now inside the Deuce Coupe, so let's start it up. Oh, very nice. We have a large array of gauges in front of me here on the dashboard. We got fuel, voltage, RPM, mile per hour, of course, oil pressure, and temp. Temp right now hasn't moved. I just cold started it. I set it out here for about an hour before doing this video. We like to do that so that we can show you guys a cold start. But this thing is running good right off the bat. Here's the buttons down here for the window. They do work. I tested them before. Awesome to have power windows in a car like this. You would never expect it. Very cool. And yeah, that button in the middle, again, is for the power trunk. You also have this awesome wooden Grant steering wheel. And it is tilty, look at that. I can tilt it up and down. I could drive it like a school bus or like a race car driver. I'm gonna do somewhere in between. But without further ado, let's get this thing rolling. Actually, before I go, I'll show you the temp gauge. There it is. There's oil pressure working away, and then the RPM gauge. Listen to it. It does sound very cool. All right, put it in drive. Here we go. The floor shifter down here as well has a little digital readout at the bottom of it that shows you what gear you're in, which is kind of nice. Another creature comfort that this was updated with. 1 mirror, as far as we have right now. We got a rear view. Let's see. I like the chrome around all the gauges, that bezel that goes around all of them. That's still very 1932 Ford. Although the rest of it, very much modernized. Because this did not come with the 350 small block. That engine's from the wrong manufacturer. Oh, but it runs good. And I'm glad they did it. Sounds good too. Like I said, a lot of tweed on the interior in here. Headliner, very well done. All the door panels, the sides of the walls inside of here. It's very plush. It's actually pretty comfortable in here, and I have plenty of headroom. For such a small car, from the outside it doesn't look like you would, but there's plenty of room in here. Oh wow, thing just takes off. Another thing, the windows are pretty small, but once I'm inside of it, the visibility actually isn't bad. I can see out of it just fine. And speak of the devil, there's Christopher on his way back from his test drive in a drag car. Told you he was out being a good salesman. Here we go around the roundabout. The car so far handles great. Also being a fiberglass body, I would expect it to be a lot more creaky and rattly than it is. This thing's pretty quiet. I just rolled the windows up. Not a whole lot of sounds coming out of this vehicle. Pretty tame, which is nice. I can tell you the fuel gauge works because I put gas in it before I left because it was almost empty, and it went up to almost half a tank, so that's very nice. Fuel economy was not at the forefront at the gentleman's mind who built this, I'm sure, because he put a big V8 in the front of it, but you know, you're not buying this for fuel economy either. You just want to look cool, sound cool, and go to car shows, I'm sure. And this will do all of those things very well. Especially, like I said, with the setup you have, small block Chevy, 4-speed automatic, and a Ford 9-inch. There's a reason why people use those over and over and over again to put in their hot rods. It's because they're an awesome combination and they just work. And actually, once you're inside of it, it's kind of funny because I'm sitting behind where the door is. I'm like back here by this back window, but it's actually kind of nice because it means I have a lot of leg room. I'm not a super tall guy, but even someone taller than me, I think, could fit comfortably in this. Very nice ride. Goes in a straight line. Brakes in a straight line. Brakes very well, actually. 4-wheel discs, as I mentioned. The one funny thing about this is that the driver's side pedal is on the right side of the steering column. Or I'm sorry, the gas pedal is on the right side of the steering column, and the brake pedal is on the left side of the column. So you kind of have to left foot brake it, or pick your right foot all the way up, swing it all the way over your body to hit the brake. But if you've ever driven a go-kart, you can left foot brake, or a race car. Really easy to do. Takes a minute to get used to it, but it's just fine. All the gauges seem to be working. Still have good oil pressure. Temp starting to rise. Good to see. Mile per hour is working. RPM is working. I showed you that before. Voltage, we're charging. Another good sign. Again, fuel gauge went up. We also have these little LED lights over here on the left side of the dash for the blinkers and the brights. So if you do the left blinker, that one blinks. The right blinker, the right one blinks. The steering column is also chrome, which is awesome. You got a cool Grant steering wheel with the wooden rim and the 3-spoke design. That's pretty classy looking. This thing is quite cool. I also have dual exhaust out back, so this thing sounds awesome from the outside. On my way back, I'll flip the GoPro to a different view and put the microphones on the outside of the car so you can hear this thing roar, because it does sound very good. This engine was tuned well. It runs nice. We also have an e-brake down there, big chrome handle like you would in the 32 Ford. The shifter is in an almost perfect position, ergonomically speaking. It's just tall enough to where you can reach it. You don't have to bend over, or it's not way up here. It's just in a really nice spot. The windows, you do have to bend over a little bit to get to them, but they're not too far. Rides well. Like I said, it's pretty quiet on the inside with the windows rolled up. The creaking is actually my GoPro mount that I don't have tightened down all the way. I'll fix it later. But other than that, the ride's fantastic. The suspension's really nice. The brakes work fantastic. The bucket seats are actually really comfortable. The tweed is nice and cozy, but I wouldn't suppose that it would be uncomfortable in the summer either. They're nice and soft, and the buckets really hold you in, which you need, because this thing is pretty quick, and we're getting up to the stop sign. I'm going to do a little bit of a bean test, see how many beans this has. Come and do a stop, and beans. Oh, shift's nice. Shift's really nice. Oh, there's 35 miles an hour, not almost 70. Why would I be doing that sort of speed? The speed limit is 35. This thing's nice. I like it a lot. These things from the outside look small and look uncomfortable, but this one is pleasantly surprising, especially once you get inside of it. It's kind of hard to climb inside. The space you have between the wheel and the edge of the door here is a little thin. Maybe you got to tilt it up a little more to get out of the way. But once you're in it, I feel just fine. Drive it like a normal car. With all the modern touches and updates and upgrades this thing has had, I wouldn't hesitate to drive this a very long distance, comfortable, to a car show or a cruise or anything you want. And it's staying cool. It's not even up to 180 yet. I've been driving for a little while. Plus, listen to it. That is just awesome. All right, we're here at the spot where we normally turn around. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the mics on the outside, let you guys hear it, drive on back to fast lane. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, now that we're back, and the car's very warm, I wanted to show you some of the gauges. There's the temperature gauge, sitting right below 180. It was getting up to about 180. The fans do kick on, the electric fans, so we know those work. Never even got close to getting hot the entire time. Was doing very well as far as that goes. Here is oil pressure, which still very good oil pressure, even after it warms up. RPM gauge, still going, still charging. Fuel gauge, we lost a little bit, maybe 1/8 of a tank, but everything's still functioning very well. There's the pedals I was telling you about. Brake, on the left side of the column and the gas pedal over there, so you kind of have to put your feet like this, but you get used to it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one.